in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River and me.
I was about 3 years old, and Mom used to exercise to Hair and Fiddler on the Roof in the living room, and I used to dance, running through the living room back and forth, listening to the songs, and to this day I know every song on both of those albums by heart. Also, I remember having dinner like almost every night at King's or McDonald's because Dad was working, but anyway, we really liked it. And for Dad, I remember riding on the lawnmower. We had a lawnmower that you could sit on, and it was very brief, but I remember sitting on the lawnmower with Dad and just riding on his shoulders around the house. And those are some things I remember.
Some of the favorite things we did with Mom and Dad as a family was getting all packed up in the panel station wagon in this mostly the 70s, maybe into the early 80s, but mostly in the 70s, and we drive out with the CB radios with the Parsonages and the Schwartzbachs and the Kegs sometimes, and go 90 miles an hour down the interstate in the station wagon, and we're in the back seat with trying to get reception to watch the Fred Flintstones on TV with our little TV, black and white in the back, and then going skiing in Steamboat or Breckenridge or wherever we went, Vail.
So two things stand out of my mind when I think about Mom and Dad. One, how they always let us do our own thing while we were growing up, and really didn't dictate what we wanted to do or question what we wanted to do. And I think that's why we all turned out so differently and are all such individuals and really followed our true calling. And the other thing I think about is just how much they taught us how to laugh at life, as they always did, and we all do as a family whenever we get together. And I think those are two amazing lessons and gifts that we always have cherished and I think will cherish.
My oldest memory of Mom and Dad was when I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I can remember being so excited for my dad to come home from work, and when he'd walk through the door, we'd all be excited, but the first thing he always did was give my mom a hug and a kiss, and it didn't make much of an impression to me at the time, but that was just something that when I think back, that's something that just happened every night, and it's a pretty cool thing to think back about.
We've only just begun to live, white lace and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way.
We've only begun.
Before the rising sun we fly, so away. Talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much of life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow.
And yes, we've just begun.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us, working together day to day, together, together. And when the evening comes, we smile.
So much of life ahead.
We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun.
One of the oldest memories I have of Mom and Dad is when Dad had a business client over for dinner, and Mom sat in the kitchen making a special dinner, which consisted of spaghetti linguines, which she made very easily in the microwave. After that, she put it on nice plates and served it to both Dad and his client. And there was something just so hilarious but yet sweet about it at the same time. Dad was very appreciative. He didn't care that they were lean cuisines. He was happy, and she was, very sweet. Preparing it for them, as simple as it was. And for some reason, it sticks out in my mind still.
My dad was always at the pharmacy, and I thought it was always fun to go over to the store and help however I could, even cutting coupons out on Sunday morning. I like to help him out at the store and in the Sunday newspaper, but I like going in the store, and he put me to work doing something for just a little bit to keep me occupied.
Probably the best memories I have almost in my life are going to Nebraska games with my dad. When I was a kid, the whole week, game week, I just couldn't wait. And when it got to Friday, I was so excited. And then Saturdays, just driving to the game, going to the game, and coming back was so great. I treasure those times, and I still enjoy them to this day. But that's my favorite memory. Also, playing golf with my dad. We just really got to learn a lot about each other and spend some really enjoyable time together. So that's a special time.
We were at the Orange Bowl in Miami, and right immediately after the Orange Bowl, we were in the parking lot looking for our bus back to the hotel because we were with the group. And we see Dave, the AAA guy, waving to us to come over, but instead, Mom just waved back. She didn't realize we were supposed to would go that way. She thought he was just waving to her. That was funny.
worst things I did is I got upset that they grounded me and I couldn't watch my favorite TV show, which was The $6 Million Man. And so I was upset, and I packed my Snoopy suitcase, hard-sided suitcase, and headed for the hills. I think I got as far as 102nd Street, and Dad tracked me down and got me back in the car and took me home. But I was prepared to move on to greener pastures, but luckily they stopped me.
The worst thing that Mom and Dad had me do growing up was definitely forcing me to clean my room and specifically make my bed. And this seemed ridiculous to me. I knew that I was going to bed again 12 hours later. Didn't seem to have any point. I was a good student. I was a pretty good high school kid or teenager, and they still insisted on me making my bed. So this is something that I'll never understand, and luckily today I still don't have to make my bed.
Well, once when I was young, I took the Hadassah box from on top of the sink, and where we used to put our change in, and it was all supposed to go to Hadassah, and I cashed it in and bought Mom a birthday present, and I remember getting in trouble for that. And I know it wasn't easy, with all my parties in high school and the police coming, and then in college, all of my phone bills. I used to like to talk on the phone and call all my friends in Omaha all the time, and you guys, and anyway, I know you put up with a lot, and it wasn't easy.
I have a lot of funny memories with my dad, but one that I don't know if he'll think it's that funny, but I think it's really funny. When I was in high school, I was dating a girl, and I think my parents knew some stuff was going on inside their house, so they'd come downstairs to check on me from time to time. So one time we were supposed to be watching a movie down there, and my bed was on the floor down in the basement. My dad came down and surprised us, and my girlfriend and I were under the covers, and our clothes were scattered all across the floor. And he gets down there and he's like, "Oh God, you're too young to be doing this." And then he just sat down on the couch to watch TV, and I was like, "Dad, can you please leave and give us some privacy?" And he's like, "Oh," and then got out of there. But I'm sure, Dad, you don't think this is funny, but I thought it was funny.
My funniest memory with Mom and Dad is when they took me on a college tour in New England, and the entire trip was amazing. But the best part was definitely when we ran into a shopping outlet area somewhere in Vermont, and Mom and I got caught up shopping in a couple stores, and convinced Dad to call the next college that we had to visit and to tell them that we had a flat tire. And we went shopping as long as we wanted, and then went to the college later. Somehow they believed us or didn't care because they were so happy that we came from all the way from Nebraska. And that was one of my funniest memories.
Two memories that stick out as my favorites with my mom were, one, when I was young, spending time with her and my grandma, going to lunch, hanging out at my grandma's house. That was always fun, just listening to them go back and forth and talking to them about things going on in my life. So that was a really cool time. And then the second thing would be when my poppy died. I was in 4th grade and wasn't really sure how to handle it, and it was just kind of a tough early time in my life, and my mom talked to me just about every night and would listen to my feelings, and it just really made it a lot easier. So those are two things that I remember.
You were both there when I had both of my kids in New York. You got on a plane and you were there before the baby was born or like minutes after, and Mom going back and forth from my apartment to Bye Bye Baby like a million times, making sure I had everything that I needed to take care of my kids. And also, one thing I remember, I was a new mother and I knew absolutely nothing about taking care of kids. And right before you left New York, you told me one very important thing that it took me a few months to really completely comprehend, but that was to never tell anyone that your child is sick. And that's a very important thing. But anyway, this is something that I remember.
In my beginning years, when I needed to get a bunch of boxes down to FedEx at the airport, that we did a convoy of our 3 vehicles filled with boxes and coolers down to FedEx to get there by 9 p.m. And you guys helped me a lot in those beginning years. And then one time, Mom, you were on the phone helping with my scheduling events, and you called up a prospective nurse and introduced yourself as Alan's mom. And I was like trying to say no, but that was one of my memories, and it was much appreciated that you helped me in those beginning days of my company.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. Had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information, just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said,
when we first were on our way to Omaha and flying over Iowa, and I looked down and I saw the farmhouses surrounded by fields and the white picket fences. That's what I expected to arrive to, but quickly learned we came to a suburban community, and I met Gail and Jerry, and they're just wonderful, and I felt very welcome and warmed and enamored by their hospitality.
My first impression of Gail and Jerry was when I was on my part of the 10-day first date with Alan down in Nebraska, and we went over to Selma's house, and they were so warm, and Selma was so warm, and I just knew it was a great family to be a part of.
So my first impression of Gail was not at all what I had expected. I thought that she would be a hovering, naggy Jewish mom, but in fact, when Jason and I came to Omaha after only 4 months of dating, I saw she was the complete opposite. It was, you guys have your room, not going to come and make up the bed every morning, and there's cereal and milk in the fridge if you want breakfast. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Being part of the Cole family is really cool in Omaha, especially because they're like royalty here.
I feel like I live in my own soap opera. It's constant entertainment.
It's just great to be part of a normal family.
I like how they're so generous to me and that they hug me a lot.
That they are caring and they love me.
I like about Grandma and Grandpa is they're really nice and they hug me a lot and they kiss me and they get me lots of stuff. Well, when Grandpa's watching football, he goes like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And then Grandma, all day long, she's either knitting or playing words with friends. I think that's funny.
Another favorite thing that Grandpa did for me, and they made this party, my birthday party in Arizona at Cracker Jacks.
I really like Grandpa taking me golfing. That was really fun. And also Grandma, I like how she knits. She knitted me a blanket. And they just take me like fun places and do fun things for me. But that I really, really like.
to a lot of things with Mom and Dad, but mostly I look forward to them having a relaxing retirement, spending a lot of time in Scottsdale, and my dad golfing, and my mom being occupied with Words with Friends and other things, but really enjoying their time together and time with their family. I look forward to them spending a lot of time with my future kids, their grandkids, and I also can't wait to go to more Nebraska games with my dad, because that's always a really special time.
What I look for my parents in the years to come is just good health and happiness and lots of mitzvahs and good things to come for them, for our whole family.
What I look forward to most with both Mom and Dad is really just spending time with them. It's talking to them on the phone and sharing with them whatever I'm doing. It's sitting around the table on times like Thanksgiving and laughing at all of us and the funny things that we do. And that's it. That's the best.
I look forward to having local parents and for my children to have local grandparents. I think that's really important, and I'm glad that we're finally able to do this for them. I also look forward to having lots of good memories and laughs with you for many years to come.
Our life together is so precious. Together we have grown. We have grown. Although our love is still special, let's take a chance and fly away somewhere alone. It's been too long since we took the time. No one's to blame. My no time flies so quickly. But when I see you, darling, it's like we both are falling in love again. It'll be just like starting over. Starting over. Every day we used to make it love. Why can't we be making love nice and easy? It's time to spread our wings and fly. Don't let another day go by, my love. It'll be just like starting over. Starting over. Why don't we take us alone? Take a trip somewhere far, far away. We'll be together all alone again, like we used to in the early days. Well, darling, it's been too long since we took the time. No one's to blame. My no time flies so quickly. But when I see you, darling, it's like we both are falling in love again. It'll be just like starting over. Starting over. Look out. Our life together is so precious. Together we have grown. We have grown. Although our love still special, let's take a chance and fly away somewhere.
Happy anniversary. We look forward to the next 50 years.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. I hope you have a wonderful time in Arizona and many, many more. And I love you very much.
Mom and Dad,
Happy anniversary!
happy anniversary. Cheers.
And have many, many more years together to share lots of memories.
Love you.
Mom and Dad, happy anniversary.
River and me.
And they just hug us and kiss us. And I wouldn't have a better life without them.